Boom. Welcome in, YouTube family. You're about 15 minutes late, but we're here. Um, okay, so the number one piece of advice we're going to drop for people who are confirmed vendors is your space. Are you preparing your space? And have you thought through the display of your space? While it is an option for you to have tables and all that stuff, one of the things that we will bring to your attention from trade show culture is you sitting down shows a level of comfort and familiarity with new people being introduced to your brand, so it can actually be a deterrent from people wanting to see what you're talking about. Is it actually makes you come off a lot less approachable. While we do give folks a chair due to it being a very, very long event day between setup hours and actual event hours, we're talking about somewhere closer to 11 to a 12-hour event day. And for those reasons, we give folks shares because they're normally not acclimated to those types of demanding hours. But I will tell you, one of the things we noticed at a lot of our very large trade shows that we participate in and are and construct and are behind for our corporate clients is people sitting down in the space where they're supposed to be reflecting their brand and engaging with customers or potential customers or getting leads for their company. It becomes a deterrent. It either seems like you're disengaged, you're tired of having to discuss your business, or like you may not be as interested or excited about this opportunity to present what your brand represents to the people that you're coming in contact with, or you may not feel like they're part of your targeted demographic. That's why you're not giving them the energy. Energy is reflected before a person ever actually says something to you or approaches you, so it's super important for you to factor that into the display setup you set up for your brand. One of the things that we were very, very adamant in, while people can bring in their own supplies, if you are not a camping company, we do not expect you to have any camping like supplies at your booth setup. So no, you can't bring in camping chairs, your outside porch chairs. If that's not a part of your brand, no. It's an even bigger deterrent because it just seems like there wasn't much thought put into it. Another thing is going to be branding. If you sell a lot of products, tangible products that people can walk away with, you should be thinking about how to uniform your branding. Like that is going to be a huge driving factor for so many people that come in contact with your business. Even if you sell lashes and socks, and like how do you make a uniformity of that brand? How do you allow for people to understand and start to do that brand recognition without you having to tell people what your company is? That is the easiest way for. I'm gonna tell you, silent spectating is real. So just I want to say yesterday or the day before yesterday, we shared the real on IG. I think we might have shared it on some other social media platforms too, showing the reach of our marketing over the course of prep um, for this upcoming Buy Black Market. We reached over 1 million people, right? We reached over 1 million people, and I'm gonna tell you what people were able to pinpoint. They were able to pinpoint this beautiful Our Stop shop, which y'all can't see the whole thing, right? So even if we had on this shirt, right, where Our Stop shop is real small in the corner and it's not even in the same font, or we had on Come Here Some, or we had on one of these shirts, right? Or if we had in a shirt where the Buy Black Market was just small written on it, that brand recognition was there. The number of people who we are not connected to personally on social media. They're not following us. We're not following them. They're not finalized as a vendor. They've never been finalized as a vendor. They were able to spot us just casually out and about because of that brand recognition. They were like, "Oh yeah, y'all got that event coming up," or they'll be like, "Oh yeah, y'all are the company that does this, this, and this." Yes, that's us, right? That brand recognition is going to be a huge thing because people will silently watch you from a distance, even if they never personally engage with you. And in our business model, people can do that in a lot of ways. We can have supporters in almost every area of our business that we never personally talk to, that we never personally see face to face. From our free master classes to our consults to our courses to even being able to register as a confirmed vendor. We have hundreds of vendors. So there are people that stand out because I've engaged with them so much just out and about in places. But then there are people that will be like, "Oh, we were a confirmed vendor," and I have no idea who they are because they maybe were only a confirmed vendor for one day. They didn't need anything some of our other team engage with them. So it's super important for your brand to extend past you. One of the biggest, and this is why I want to also reinforce it, one of the biggest issues we had even at the last event, our photographer took so many phenomenal product photos. What I mean is like awesome displays of like some shea butters, or awesome displays of a purse setup, or awesome displays of what? What type of stuff did you see, Thomas? Skincare lines, clothing, all types of things. And we had no clue who the companies were behind it. There was no branding over hundreds and hundreds of photos. And so that branding is going to be a driving force that is going to make or break your ability to resonate and stand out to people in a lot of places. And have y'all ever, I'm gonna give you another reason why branding is so important. Have y'all ever had a neighbor or somebody that lived in your neighborhood that you saw so frequently that, like, if you saw them somewhere outside of your neighborhood, you already felt familiar with them, even though you didn't know their name, you didn't know who they were, and you don't know what they do. You really don't know nothing about them, but because you see them so frequently, there's a familiarity. Like the lady that work at our post office, we seen her at the last Black Farmers Market we attended in Raleigh, and I like kind of spoke to her, like we went way back, and I guess she is. I frequently see her because we go to the post office, but she see 100,000 people a week or a day at the post office, so she probably didn't recognize me, but I recognized her because that familiarity was there. That's how brand recognition works. That familiarity ends up making people supporters of your brand, even when you really may not resonate with them, especially if you have streamlined the process for people to support it online. So that is one of the things that I really want to put an emphasis on. Get your brand recognition in place, like whether it's a sticker that you can just toss on everything that you can sell, whether it's a label you can attach, like the little shirt ones that hang, those little ones you can just that they people got ripped to officially wear. It could be as basic as that. Do you just now having those connected to every product you sell? It could be what's another way for people? It can be like a little fake. Yeah, the sticker. I want to say the sticker is probably the easiest way. It can be a label that you just now have applied to everything. It's so many ways to brand something super inexpensively and in high volume. So I recommend you really think about that. What's Oh yeah, you can even have a like thank you thing displayed on yours. So for our shirts, we have the sticker that goes on our shirts, right? Is it literally has our logo and it has thank you. It has our logo and it has thank you. So it allows for people to at least have a moment where it becomes immediately attached to our actual brand logo, all that stuff before they even utilize the product. And so no, I don't need it. Okay, so since it seems like the family is coming into all of the lives, by all means, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. We are officially, and sorry for all the noise y'all hearing from one of the phones, we forgot to mute that one. We are officially 4 days before vendor registration closes. It looks like we had like close to another 10 people finalized today, so we're probably getting close to single digit availability. I will tell you guys, we need food and drink vendors, and we still need a couple of snack vendors, but we really need food and drink vendors. So if y'all know any really dope restaurants, any dope food options that are Black owned, locally or otherwise, let them know about the event, because we don't want to starve or dehydrate our confirmed vendors or any of our supporters that'll be on the premises. And the two food vendors we have finalized for the whole weekend, we trying not to overwork them in the middle of summer, because it's gonna get real in the kitchen, for real, for real. It's gonna get hot in the kitchen too. So if y'all know any food vendors, by all means let them know. We still need food and drink vendors. And if you are a cold beverage vendor, this, I'm telling you, this is prime territory for you. So I just wanted to make sure to say those. We're still accepting businesses in a variety of industries. The vendor spotlight page is being rapidly updated now. So any businesses that are confirmed businesses that provided us logos or company images are getting put on the vendor spotlight page even quicker. We got the team who's handling that, doing it around the clock now. So even people that finalize as vendors today are being tossed on the vendor spotlight page even quicker. The turnaround time for that is happening even faster. So go check out the vendor spotlight page. You can see a lot of really dope businesses. We just had not a mechanic shop finalized. We had a mechanic finalized a couple of days ago. We had a herbalist finalized. We have shout out to Hey Tide. We didn't acknowledge them the last time, but we really want to. Hey Tide is an app that caters towards exposing you to all the black publishers and black media producers out there. So that it just streamlines all of the work, all of the written work from all of the black writers and publishers and stuff out there into one space rapidly. So shout out to Hey Tide. They're one of the confirmed vendors. Shout out to Focused on Community. Focused on Community is about educating and equipping you guys with resources to be able to get free or super low priced insurance. Shout out to Loan Depot. We just had somebody finalized to be able to put you on to the resources and opportunities to tap into loans. So we're super excited about that one. It's a number of other ones. What I said I was going to do today, since I got time, is dive into more of the confirmed business vendors for this week for the weekend. Shout out to Hot 97.9, which is a black owned public radio station, who is running out ads up until the event, but also who will have one of their hosts um, on the grounds the whole weekend, shouting out and spotlighting the businesses. Y'all will be able to hear it throughout the entire system. We haven't posted that video clip yet, but it turns out there is an intercom system through the entire building. So we'll be tapping into that intercom system so you can hear it very loudly and clearly throughout the entire space. So we're really excited about that as well. I want to take this second to hop off subject for just a very very quick moment. We want to thank everybody who stood up and supported Ray Collins, who is RCC International. He's a confirmed vendor for the entire Buy Black Market weekend this go round. He was a confirmed vendor for the entire Buy Black Market weekend last go round. He was the only person during our first Buy Black Market who finalized a double vendor booth. He's the reason why just extended it to everybody this time. He sacrificed his birthday weekend for the April event to attend the April event. The reason why I'm acknowledging him by name is because it was his family who lost the four family members, and they just buried them this past weekend. And I really just want to take a moment to humbly thank our community that stood in the gap and looked out to help donate to burying the family of four that passed in that tragic car accident. He sent over some photos and some just some really um emotionally triggering imagery from the love that poured into his family behind that tragic event. And I just want to thank everybody. We put it on our link tree for people to be able to support however they could. And we saw even the link tree engagement. We saw the people go to the GoFundMe. We saw the people go to all of the different information to support him. And I just want to personally thank you guys. Ray is a really good dude. We consider him a friend of our Stop Shop, but just a friend in general. He's a really, really good dude. So the fact that everybody poured into his family in this really trying time, I want to personally thank you guys because we seen our community even come and step in the gaps to help them be able to just make this a little less traumatizing and a little less trying of a time to have to deal with in mourning. So thank you guys for that. I know that's super far less filled, but I just needed to take a moment to say that real quick, formally, to our community, to the extension of our community, and to all the people that really show up and stand in the gaps to empower our own in the most minuscule or the most significant ways. I think it is important to give you guys your roses while you are still here to smell them. Um, so back to what we were discussing, which were confirmed vendors. I ain't trying to get too choked up or nothing. It's a couple of confirmed vendors that I don't feel like we acknowledged by name last time that we really wanted to. Infinite Dome, one of the things, they are a nonprofit that'll be there for the Buy Black Market this go round. They'll be doing book bag giveaways. So that's something we're super excited about. They'll be doing book bag giveaways because this is our back to school Buy Black Market weekend event. They'll be doing book bag giveaways as well as a couple of other things. We love them. We've been rocking with them since pretty much the beginning of the year. We love the fact that they're a nonprofit that's just catered towards equipping the Black community. Another one was Touch and Agree Foundation. They're a nonprofit as well. That one we are super excited about. They're about driving awareness and support and resources to those suffering from cancer. So that is another nonprofit we are super grateful to just have in the fold. Another one that we wanted to make sure we acknowledge was let me find the formal name because Puzzles with Purpose. We are super excited to have them in the fold. They're a nonprofit as well. They teach you and equip you with ways to develop in relationships, mentally, physically, and things like that, utilizing puzzles. So that is somebody who we're super pumped to have into the fold for this event as well. Um, and then Freedom Healing. She's a sound there. What's the formal name for Freedom Healing? Because I really don't want to. Freedom Holistic Healing. They do sound therapy. We're super excited about. It's so funny. Puzzle with Purpose just got into the room, and that's who I was just shouting out. So if you're on, I believe this is Instagram. Puzzle with Purpose is in the room with you guys. So by all means, tap in with them. We love what Puzzle with Purpose is doing. Freedom Holistic Healing, they do the sound therapy, so that's something we really love as well. Puzzle with Purpose, if you would like to come up on this live to discuss your business, by all means send a request and we're gonna pull you into the fold so we can talk about that live while we're here right now. I know you're a little bit shy. But yeah, Pose 360. I don't know if we mentioned them already, but we really like what they doing. They do the 360 photography, which we think is super, super dope. We were talking about that today in the car while we were out doing some other stuff. So Pose 360 is a really dope one as well that we like. Milltown Hookahs. So we got a Black hookah company coming into the fold, which we're really excited about. That company that I captured right before the 4th of July with the tasers that I think I showed y'all the taser. Thomas, go get my taser. So we bought a taser from him. He just finalized last night. Um, and he is finalized as well. We're super excited about that. He has a wide variety of tasers. He sells other stuff as well, but we didn't have anybody representing that variation of personal safety and defense during the event. So we were super excited to be able to bring him into the fold. He has some really cute ones, but we got the dunner to make sure somebody come in here, they gonna feel it in every way because it also is like a ridged baton as well. Yeah, that thing definitely give off a Thor vibe. So he's finalized for the Buy Black Market. We got an indoor playground that's finalized. We got Camp Kids this finalized. That was somebody we were super excited about as well. Ooh, I always forget to acknowledge this, so I'm gonna acknowledge it right now. There's a toothpaste company coming, the Necessities Company. Look, they represent so many Black businesses in one space that we love when the necessity companies come. They come with everything, from laundry detergent to those black skin color band-aids to brushes to what's some other stuff that we really liked from the necessity company. I already said brushes. The toothpaste, the Harriet Tubman batteries. I'm telling you, we love the Necessities Company. One, they represent. I think they house over 170 different brands within their online store as well as their physical storefront in Charlotte. But then, secondly, Necessities Company is always about networking, building, and expanding. So I know one of the connections they made while they were at the last Buy Black Market was that collaboration with OMG Lemonade to bring them into the fold with their store. And so those are the types of connections you need to be thinking about. Like, I get it, everybody wants to think about how much they can make in sales in the moment, but there are certain connections you can make by being a participant in the Buy Black Market that can change the trajectory of your business, right? That can allow for you to elevate and grow and scale at a level that a lot of people don't think about. A lot of people thinking about how they can bootstrap and build their brands, but there are so many invaluable connections you can make that can take to new heights without you ever having to be in the room. Necessities Company is one of those companies that we love because they have no fear in showing up anywhere. They end up all over the country. But then secondly, it they spotlight you by having them. Every light that shines on them shines a light on everybody that's connected to them, and I think that is invaluable benefit to any black business who understands the we think and group economics and we think mindset. So that is something we encourage you guys to really think about as you're thinking about your business. Think about new markets you might be interested in. Think about different ways you might be able to package and brand and develop to be able to mass produce and send out for other people to sell your products on your behalf and grow your brand, without you having to post every single day on social media and stuff like that. Trust and believe, we don't post for the business that brings home the bacon. We don't post. Like, those are automated. Even the really big initiative things we do, like our free masterclass, it's on automation. We educate our community without having to post every day. We put stuff in our stories, but we put stuff in our stories because we realize folks is in our stories, and we need to give you something to see if you're gonna be in our stories. And so yeah, so this is the taser that we bought. I want to showcase this because I'm super excited he's gonna be there for the weekend. So this taser, let me make sure it's on real quick. This taser, um, it functions as a flashlight, right? One setting, and it functions as a taser. And I don't know if y'all can really see this, but it's ridged. I don't know if oh yeah, you can see it. All these cameras are doing their job today. It's ridged. So let me tell you something. If somebody just get hit with this bad boy, this is the real deal. So we really love this. And just to be clear, this is also marketing for our company. Our Stop Shop paid for this. Because of things like this, we're driving your awareness to their company. We're driving awareness to alternative versions of self-defense, um, and resources within our own community. And so, boom, this was super inexpensive for all the things that it can do. And then the thing that we love the most about it is it's rechargeable. So it ain't a situation where your batteries could die, where your traditional batteries could die mid-use and you like out of commission or something. Like, charge this bad boy and sit it to the side. And so, yeah, this is one of the things we're super excited about. He has a wide array of them. You don't have to buy anything that's big, but I'm telling you, he was talking about the fact that even some of his storefronts purchased these as an immediate form of self-defense. The older ones that don't want to have to shoot nobody and things like that, because these things gonna do some damage in the worst way. So yeah, so we're really excited that he's finalized as a confirmed business vendor for the weekend as well. Um, Oops, I accidentally did something. And so those aren't the only ones. However, we did want to make sure to acknowledge those nonprofits because we only have so many of them. If you are a confirmed business vendor and you are in this live on any platform and you would like to just take a moment to shed some light on what your business does, by all means, feel free to request to join the live with us, to come up and speak. Um, Feel free to come up and speak because we want to shine a light on you as well. And we also want to just drive awareness to the diversification of our vendor makeup, not just in our own words, because we have 4 days, not even a whole 4 days, like 3 days and like 2 hours. 4 days left before vendor registration closes for the August by Black Market. And we really don't have that many slots left. Nonprofits, Sunday is some space for y'all to get in where y'all fit in. We were very intentional about leaving room for you guys to drive awareness to your brands, to your businesses, to drive awareness to resources for our community. We were very, very intentional about that. Um, so yeah, if any of you, but and let me figure out how to do this correctly too, because I'm telling y'all to do that, and it might be me. Y'all might have already been requesting this whole time. So give me a second. Um, oh, that's weird. It says puzzle with purpose can't. And let me see. All right, so nobody has requested. Oh, maybe they did. Uh, okay. No, nobody did. But y'all can. So if you are a confirmed vendor, because it looks like we have confirmed vendors for the Buy Black Market on all the lives we're doing, instead of except well, I can't tell who's on YouTube, but yeah, if y'all would like to come up, just share about your business, by all means, have edit. Let's talk about it. Let's dive into what you guys do. Also, if you have not, go RSVP on the event page for the Buy Black Market. You can access that just by going to our Stop Shops page on Facebook. We have over 3,000 confirmed guests on there. It's I want to say it's probably close to like 3,500, but make sure you RSVP on there because you can post in that. The only people that are able to post about their businesses on the event page are confirmed business vendors. We also have the Buy Black Market exclusive Facebook group that you can also join and post about your business in there. That is a whole nother community that's starting to grow out extensively and quickly. And people are looking for stuff. So I know somebody in the group was just looking for a seamstress. So if you happen to offer seamstress services, this might be a good look for you to get yourself into the fold because people are looking for those less conventional service providers because we have been very intentional about making it known that this is about equipped bridging the gap and letting our community find the resources they need to balance their lives. Yeah, so that is something that we also encourage you guys to do. But yeah, so if anybody here, I want to say some of these names I recognize as confirmed vendors. So if anybody here is a confirmed business vendor for the Buy Black Market, by all means, feel free to request to join this live with us. And so you can talk about your business. Um, Especially if you offer something where you feel like there's something unique about it, or you offer something that um, would more actively be appreciated if you could explain it a little bit more in detail. And plus, this live is going to be saved, so trust and believe. People go back and they review all of our lives. We know we have conversations with folks to do frequently. So free branding is good branding. um and let me do this. Thomas, is there anything you want to say? Nothing. Why are you so anti words? Sam, is there anything you want to say? Sam, come up here real quick because I think I need to introduce people to you that have never met you real fast. Um, Thank you. So this is Sam for folks that don't know or who may not have engaged with our Stop Shop frequently yet. Sam is a equity holding business partner for our Stop Shop. I thought that would make her smile, but that did not. And Sam is very knowledgeable in almost every field of our business. She is a 9-year-old with a 30-year-old's um, knowledge space in a lot of areas: business, finance, investing, credit, along with a whole lot of other strategic things that we do on the back end. So one reason why I wanted to take a moment to introduce Sam is because if you engage with Sam, you'll realize like she's not your average nothing. But then secondly, because you're going to notice, you're going to if you are a confirmed business vendor, or if you're somebody that engages with us a lot, this is Sam is going to be somebody you come in contact with in a business um, type of transactional way at some point. It's either going to be as a result of a sale, it's going to be either for some strategic stuff. Um, and she knows how to do everything that she is given responsibility for at a high performing level. So I felt the need. So I'm still making a face. You're on camera. So I felt the need to just give y'all a moment to get introduced to this low key genius of a child, because people sleep on her capacity because she's not an adult. But trust and believe, she has functioning skill sets like probably probably at a higher level than a lot of adults. And that's not to take shots at anybody's capabilities, adult capabilities. But I just needed to make that known because people come in contact with her and they're under pressure like, oh, she's a child. No, she's not a child. She's a high level performing little person at best. Um, so yeah, so I just want to take a moment to say that she's back fresh off of 5 week vacation. So if y'all have never come across before, get very familiar with this face because you're going to see her in a lot of um, Rose. And quite honestly, she's even in the background of a number of pictures and photos that are captured because she's putting in work like the rest of us. So yeah, this is She doesn't sound like she wants to say anything today, and since she doesn't, she can exit stage left. Bye. But that is So yeah. But yeah. So if anybody has any questions, by all means, feel free to ask them while you have this moment. If not, it looks like we just hit the 30-minute mark. The Buy Black Market vendor registration closes this Friday, July 16th, I believe. We have a couple of vendor slots left. Yeah, by all means. Oh, Simply Aurora. Yeah, by all means, let's have it. Um, we not. Oh, I mean, not do it that way. My arm all up in YouTube's face. Yeah. Scared money don't make money. Keep that in mind, Simply Aurora. Scared money does not make money. Um, yes, twist out.
Oh God, I'm so nervous. But so my business, I do handmade wax melts and room sprays and journals, and that's all cool. I love doing it. I'm passionate about it. But the part of my business I like to talk about is through social media. I bring a lot of awareness to mental health and taking care of yourself, like especially in the Black community. So yeah, come check me out.
Exactly. Oh, so apparently somebody know you. So I think that is really dope. I find that a lot of people that do things that allow for you to just kind of meditate. Like I feel like candles have kind of become that. It's been a characteristic of allowing for you to like hone in on self. So the meditation, the ability to just kind of go into your zone where you block out things. And so I think it's so interesting that you talked about the self care part as it correlates to mental health because a lot of people translate self care just making sure you go to the doctor and exercise.
Yes.
But I have my moments where I'm like, all right, look, just I'm gonna need for y'all to bounce. Like, don't talk to me. Don't like today. I just need to not deal with
Yes, please.
nobody. So I think it is super important to have people that normalize that look um, through different methods to allow for people to find their way that works for them. For me, I shut down, but some people don't work like that. Some people need some soothing. They need that comfort. They need the so so yeah. So do you post about it? Do you give people tips that they can utilize to tap into doing that? Are there any products that you personally offer right now that can be beneficial in implementing the information that you currently share?
Yeah, so I post a lot about it, like statistics on why you need to pay attention to your mental health, why it's so taboo in our community, and how you can help work towards it not being such a taboo topic. And my journals, that's such a big part of my self care is journaling and just getting all my thoughts out of my head. So that's a product. And then like I had really bad anxiety, so I kind of use like aromatherapy to help me. So a lot of the scents that I mix and put into my products are helpful to me. So um, hopefully it's beneficial to others too to help them relax. But yeah, pretty much my journals, and then I post about tips to ground yourself, being mindful, and encouraging people to see mental health providers if it's too much for you to do on your own. I'm a big cheerleader for therapy for us. So,
You preaching to the choir. So
yeah.
when it comes to the journals, I'm gonna tell you what's funny about that. So I want to say what June or May, maybe May. It might have been May. We bought journals. I bought a journal, and Psalm like is intentional about it. And for me, I've posted. I want to say I posted at least a reel just showing how Um, I manifest writing in my journal. So my journal is talking about just speaking very, very intentionally things into life. So it's about like joy. I want to say the last line of my manifestation is like love and joy fills my life. It's really important, right? So it talks about I am wealthy and I am deserving of wealth. I everything I do adds value and is progressive. My journal's upstairs, so I'm not paraphrasing the best. But I know for a fact that my very last line in my journal says love and joy fills my life. And I write that consistently every day, right? And so for us, I was raised as a writer, which is funny, right? Traveling, performing, poet, writer, all these things. So I have like tons of journals, but this is the first one that's just a manifestation journal. And the one thing I will say it forces me to stop. Like, because I've become so intentionally about it, it does force me to stop. But the thing that gives me a lot of comfort in having this one is it represents us. We bought these ones from, I want to say these are the first journals we bought where it really captured us. Like Psalm, bring your journal and bring my journal. Like my journal, it says, it on the outside, it says something about like people not, huh? Mine's is sitting where my laptop would sit. Um, and so mine has a black girl on it, and it says like everybody's not worthy of your energy. That or something along those lines. Like, don't give everybody your energy. And Psalms says something along the lines of, I don't know. I feel like I would make it up if I said it, but it's also black girls on it, which I feel like it gives me permission to be like, all right, let me go in my zone real quick because it's, yeah, Psalm says who I am now is not who I will be. So if she moves faster, we'll see them before this conversation ends. I swear she moves like a slug when I'm asking her to do something. But so yes. So are your journals, be able to authors and self-publish and publishing companies that will be in participation over the course of the weekend. So those are great networking opportunities for you. You might be able to tap into their distributors or their suppliers to bring that cost of acquisition down, to be able to do it. I mean, even this person is a confirmed business vendor for the weekend. So whoever makes these, it looks like this person is Tribe Paper Company. So this might be somebody that can make that work for you. And so here's mine's. Yeah, it says access to my energy is a privilege. Don't get it twisted. So I so like these, and I love the fact that they're faceless. That's kind of a big thing for me because it allows for you to build your own identity around it and to assess how you feeling today. Like if you about to get your little swag on. So yeah, but I love that. So Simply Aurora, do you also have a website?
I do. It's
Awesome.
needaurora.com.
Awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, you should be on the vendor spotlight page. Did you see yourself on the vendor spotlight page? Cool, cool, cool. So, boom. If y'all are trying to figure out how to track her down to start prepping, getting your self care together, boom, you already have the ability to go pull her off the vendor spotlight page, Simply Aurora, and you can go ahead and tap into that. Oh, it looks like we got somebody else coming into the fold. Let's see what they talking about. Simply Integrated. So Simply Aurora, we're gonna leave you in here because I think it'll let us bring in more than one person at a time. Mm. And there we go.
Oh my goodness. I didn't see I was up.
Hey, Simply Integrated. Okay, tell us about your business. I want to say this is one of our first time seeing you, so you really about to be like spilling all of the explanation.
Yes. Well, I've been attending, but I haven't been up. So yes. Well, my name's Ashley, and I am the owner of Simply Integrated. It is a natural cosmetic line, and it's solely online for now. I don't too much aspire to have a storefront, but we'll see. Where God takes us. So, I make body butters, coffee scrubs, sugar scrubs, salt scrubs. I also make lip balms, eyelash growth serum, and I also have a men's collection. So
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, so what's in the? I realize you just said all this stuff, but I'm hopping straight to the men's collection because I feel like I'm gonna tell you, Thomas is one of those guys. He's not over here right now because he chilling, y'all. But Thomas is one of those guys that spent a lot of money on men's skincare stuff. From the toners, he put me on the toners. He put me on. I didn't even know what a toner was before Thomas. Okay, the toners, the washes, the all the little stuff you're supposed to do in between. He explained to the exfoliating process. So
Yes.
that skin men care line, he converted to black owned options, and now he's even in the beard oil, the men's beard oil, limeade beard.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so I want to personally start there because I don't feel like men products are represented as frequently or abundantly.
That is so true.
And I feel like a lot of men end up doing the witch hazel because they can't find options. Like I
Yes.
realize that that's a big thing. Water and witch hazel has turned into the black man's skincare product line. So, what are your options? What do you offer? Um,
So for right now, I have body butter for the men. I also have beard butter for the men. Um, beard butter for the men. I make shaving butter for men and a
uh-oh.
so
Okay.
um yeah. So for the men that still
Stop.
use
Move some.
razors, I got you because I know a lot of men use shavers now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But for right now, that's what we
you
have,
speaking to him.
and
You just don't even know.
I truly aspire to expand it as much as I can because I do know that men love skincare as well. It's not just us women. So I try to, when I thought about all of this stuff, I definitely like talked to my husband about what he would want and talked to some other men that, did a lot of testing. So yeah.
That is awesome. So when I see people in the skin industry, like skincare and candles, which
Mhm.
I will say those are both kind of our areas, y'all. Like we are obsessed with those. We don't personally make them. That's not. I stay in my lane, okay. Um, but I'm very, very particular. Like, I really don't want to double away from you yet. Simply a great. But let me say this about Simply Aurora. One of the things that made me and Thomas work when I moved into where we live now. I moved in here before I met Thomas, and so he tracked down this candle scent that I loved and was only
Oh
available like
wow.
3 months a year. And now I want to say it went out of like it completely they just discontinued it or something. And so he tracked it down and he got me that as this like housewarming gift, like all the ones that I loved. And so I was like, all right, he might be a keeper. Yeah, he might make it like the the way he tells the story. He was like, I wasn't even in the draft pick. He said that got me to the lineup, and it's true though. It's like really true because for me it was a whole routine for me. And then once I seen how deep he was in the skincare, I was like, all right, maybe I don't need to just be going to the dermatologist and popping pills. Maybe I need to figure out how to wash and moisturize and exfoliate. And so I'm always interested in the backstories that leads to people to
Yes.
finally doing that. Because even the candle thing, when it started getting low, I was like, "Ooh, I wonder if I can make this into a new candle." Like, I wonder if I could scrape it out of it. But I had no desire to learn. To be honest, I was just like, I wonder if somebody could do it for me. Like just conserve all these from all these bottles that I started collecting. And so I'm always curious, how does that happen? What's your why that gets you into those?
Well,
And I the same question for both of you. So either person could go
yes.
first.
You can go. Okay. Well, my why is a combination of my story and a combination of my child's story. So when I was growing up, I had the worst eczema, like the worst,
Talk about it.
and it would literally be like every summer I would peel like a reptile because my skin would be so dry and my skin just literally peeled. And my mom was trying to find something to actually moisturize my skin. So I was just like, we went through baby oil, we went through all types of lotions, all brands, and yes, topical, it'll just be on top, and it wouldn't soak in. I'll be ashy within like 15 to 20 minutes. And then my mom went to, I want to say a flea market block of shea butter, and she brought it home. Now, of course, like I was introduced to it, my mom was like, "It smells horrible, but just put it on and see if you can, try it, see if it works. And that was the only thing that was able to actually moisturize my skin. So when I got older, I still used the shea butter, but then my child was born, and I was like, okay. And she had this really bad rash all over her body. Wow. And I was like, I don't know what I need to do. The doctors keep telling me she's fine. She's just, she's just having this little rash or whatever. It'll go away. And I said, but her skin's so dry. Like, what do I need to do? So I started to make some things specifically for her. But then, I don't know. I was like, you know what? I said, maybe I need to continue to make this because if it works for her, because it definitely did work for her. And I was like, well, let me see, like, is it working for me? And I said, oh, this is really nice. I said, okay. So I came up with, formulas and recipes, different things. Like, it's something that we're missing in our communities. Mine is far as preservatives, except for maybe one of the body butters that includes oatmeal, and you have to do that so it don't spoil. But everything else, it's natural. You can buy all of these products from the store, and you can try to make it, yourself, but it won't be my formula. So, yeah, that's my backstory. It's because of me and my baby.
That is so dope. And so the funny thing is, Sam has eczema, and
Oh wow.
and it runs heavy in our family. So, and I'm not going I'm not gonna let you slide through the cracks, Simply Aurora, I promise. But I have one cousin. It was really bad coming up. So we just spent 4th of July in DC. Y'all might have made it out of seeing the stuff. And I had this one cousin coming up where, I mean, she would, like you said, it almost came up for like a reptile, where, I mean, it was like really bad. And so that's how we learned about everything oatmeal center and stuff like that coming up in a time where people really didn't talk about it. It just looked like she was just, people just thought she was really sick. And so they would like rub her down in oatmeal. She was the only person that got the expensive Avenos with the, where you could still see the oats in it, they would do the baths with her and everything. And so now to see her, I want to say she's probably like 22, 23, and she looks like a different person, because things have transformed, and certain medical issues that our community face at a higher level than any other group now have a plethora of resources for. Back then, Aveeno or get some oatmeal stuff and make it work were the options. And so it's just crazy how far we've come in a decade or two with the culture of skin treatments and resources and options. Now, somebody said at the last event, and which is why we kind of limited beauty just a little bit, but somebody said at the last event, one of the random customers was like, is this a shea butter show? Like, because it was so many people with it. But I don't think people realize how significant that is for us to have shift so drastically from a place where resources were scarce to meet the needs of our community, to be at a place where you now have so many options that it truly, it's a shift happening in the culture. And no matter how you feel about it, competition wise, it's such a blessing to be in a place where it's like, now we're able to try so much stuff out for her. We're able to try out different types of oatmeal soaps. So those are things I still have to do with her, because she has super sensitive skin alongside having the eczema. So it's like I can't just be like, oh, well, this is that, so let me just toss it on. Like, she'll be in here looking like who did it and why real quick if we put the wrong thing on her because of one little ingredient used. So so I love that. I love the fact that it's getting so normalized, but people are taking initiative to be very, very intentional about creating a solution when you're not sure which one will work. So yeah, I'm feeling it. We probably gonna pull up because we always shopping around for soaps. I'm telling you that that's the budget for her soaps is getting real. So Simply Aurora, what is your why? Because you're in a similar but very, very different industry.
Mostly my why came from, like I was saying, trying to find a self-care routine for myself, like finding a way to have a release from my day, my stressful day job. And last year the pandemic was crazy. Like, if you never experienced anxiety and depression, you probably felt it last year because it was just crazy. So I was trying to figure out things that I could do to ground myself and maintain my grip on reality. So I started getting like really obsessed with smell goods. And like I was saying earlier, I have anxiety. So a big part of my calm down routine would be scents and fragrances. So I started watching YouTube videos and joining all these groups and stuff and figuring out how to make my own candles because my husband was like, girl, you go to Bath and Body Works one more time. So it started with the interest in candles. It's hard. I'm still testing my candle line. So I don't offer candles. I can attest to that too. Girl. Yeah. Ain't it just wax in a wig like it's literally science. It's science. It's for real. So I took a step down. Wax melts are a little easier. So I started making my own wax melts and, just doing research on some of the harmful stuff that big companies add into their wax melts to, it just helped me take a look into what I was putting into my house and putting into me and my family's bodies. So I was like, I'm going to do a healthier route. I'm going to try to figure out how to make my own better. So it started with the self-care routine, and then I became passionate about being able to offer like a healthier option for people who still want to smell goods in their house and, doing the research to take out the harmful toxins so people don't have to worry about that. The creative aspect of it was like, this was fun. Like, I really enjoyed like designing the melts and the mixing of the scents and stuff like that. And then the other part is my journals. I love journaling. Like, if I don't do nothing else, I'm a journal. I'm like, I'll give me 10 minutes, I gotta write this down. Or I start my morning off with like my bullet journal, like mapping out my day and what is important to me and my goals for the day, the week, the month. I love my journal. I keep a journal. But so again, spending money. So I was like, I would make my own. So once I just started seeing it come together, it was just like, wow, like this is cool. Like this is gonna be my business. It's not a hobby anymore because I say it's not. It's gonna be my business. So I started being serious and getting my license and stuff like that. But yeah, it just started from trying to find a self-care routine. And then the social media part, I'm passionate about mental health. Like, our community does not talk about it enough. It's always like, if you go to a therapist, ooh, she crazy, like, what's wrong with her? She's talking to somebody. So, right? So, one of my best friends is a therapist. Like, she got her master's to be a therapist, a counselor. And me and her talk all the time. I'm like, girl, we have to tell people, like, it's nothing wrong with going to talk to somebody. So I do a lot of posting about tips on why it's important to take care of your mental health, not just your physical, but your mental too. And yeah, sorry I'm rambling. Like I said, that's a big part of it.
I love that. I think Thomas could probably attest to the scent thing probably even more than me. So one of the things that Thomas does not really, it takes a lot to get him to talk publicly about, but Thomas is in education with special needs students. And so when I met him, he used to have this cologne. What was it? It was like a cologne subscription where they would send him like, how frequently would they?
I got one every month.
Yeah, so he would get a new cologne every month to figure out what it smells, where it, blah blah blah, stuff he really vibed with. And so then we started getting into oils. And one of the things that was interesting about getting into oils was it was like once I found what I liked him to smell like, I was pumped. But then he was like, "Oh, I can't wear that." And he started to explain about the different He started to explain about the different effects it would have on students. The smells would have on certain smells would have different effects on students. So Thomas is going to talk about it since he's sitting right here and he'll need a spokeswoman.
Well, I know different smell the kids with autism and Down syndrome or sensory issues. A certain smell, like a sweet smell, would be a trigger. I was like, oh, a sweet smell. Okay, word out. And then another student would have a different smell. I said, okay, we just get rid of all the sense and just be like, there wasn't no sense. It don't matter. Different smell can trigger a different student. A different student, each kid is different. So they're saying the sensory smell just don't well smell. I had one student right out of school that they're trying to figure out why he keep freaking out. This one teacher came in there every day at the same hour. Why you freaking out? Is it the students? Is it was the sound? It came down to the last minute. It was her perfume she had on. And then so they told her to go wash it off. And then he was fine. I said, wow, just a simple smell of perfume. I said, oh, there's nothing wrong with the smell. I mean, it smells great. It looked lovely on you, But it just, because special needs is just a trigger for that person with that smell. I can't tell you why it's not a verbal student. I mean, you can't tell you why I just don't want it to smell, but it smells lovely. I said, I ain't gonna have that. I ain't gonna wear that smell and have me getting the karate chopping the clip. Like, oh, man, have that. Let me do that. I just stop wearing smells. I just when smells smell good, I just don't wear smells. Yeah, usually you can have a smell that don't trigger somebody, or well, it's kind of hard to find out because usually you get the oils, they got real small smell, real strong. So, ooh, it smells good, but that's too strong. You can smell that from across the room real quick. It's hard to find those.
And I would like to just add to that it was interesting when he told me about that about his students, but I feel like a lot of us have the same things and we just don't realize it, right? We've like the Black community, we are a culture of folks that got our body oils, that got our soaps, that got our incense, that said, like it's certain groups of people you're around and they just always smell like frankincense and myrrh. You don't know you don't know the frankincense and myrrh smell unless you're a person that feeds into the frankincense and myrrh smell. It's just, so it's or somebody, or it's just a certain group of people where they just always have this. I well, now I found out today that it's called Black Woman, but it's that signature Black people incense smell that everybody came up. If your people's ever burnt incense, they had that Black woman scent. It wasn't probably called that back in the day, but you had become accustomed to certain things and culture. And so I think people don't realize, like, a lot of us probably have some of those same impacts by certain scents. There are things that motivate us and drive us and stimulate certain positive characteristics in our mood and our feelings and our thoughts. But then there are the ones that just you be irritated and you can't explain why, or you bothered, or you got a headache, or you lose your appetite or something and you don't understand why. So I think it's super important to learn more, probably for folks to start to dive more into the mental health impacts on how scents correlate to our life, because we don't give ourselves permission. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not even gonna say we don't know. I'm gonna say the Black community as a collective, we don't really give ourselves permission to feed into the minute things. And so I think that would be beneficial for somebody to just be able to really dive into that, like, because sometimes we just need to see the representation for us to be receptive of it, like, and then it starts to lead to the ripple effect of execution. So I would love to hear. So I know Simply Aurora, you have a website now. Simply Integrated. I know you said you're only online. So are you on the vendor spotlight page? Did you see your company on the vendor spotlight page? Okay, great. Um, and tell people some of the things you offer that they may be able to tap into. I know you mentioned the coffee soap, which is the coffee scrub. So I realize I made you go straight to men stuff, but let's double back to some of that other stuff that you offer so people can figure out what they may be able to tap into that's beneficial to them that you offer.
Okay. Well, yes, I do offer the coffee scrub, salt scrub. With the scrubs, I have 3 different categories, and each category
I'm hearing some kickback thing. Are y'all hearing that? It's a little weird.
It's like an echo.
Yeah, but it like just came. Where it come from? Don't be disrespectful. IG. Um, okay, say something again. Let's see if it's gone.
It's not gone.
It's like weird. It's starting to sound robotic, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a.
I can't explain it. And it just came though. So I have huh?
It's a bird.
Right now?
Sure.
I don't know, girl. It got you sounding robotic out here. Let me what'd you say?
Odds in the machine.
It's the we call it the iRobot effect. They coming for us, y'all. I don't know.
Sounds like my teacher when my teacher's robotic on Zoom.
All right, keep going. We're listening.
Yeah, so I offer 3 different types of
And it's making it
scrubs,
so
and with each of them, they come with a certain type of coarseness. So I would say if you want a more rough coarseness, I would offer a coffee scrub because it gets you want to put it on your elbows, put it on your heels, on your feet. I would recommend those, but I do understand that there are people that don't want so much of a harsh scrub, so that's why I offer the sugar scrubs and the salt scrubs. But with each product, you get a care card because I want you to understand what all products are in there, what the attributes are, and how to use them. So you get a care card with each product. You get a business card, you get a little thank you, little note.
I like it.
And I guess I can tap a little bit into the eyelash growth serum. So
Eyelash growth.
this also started. This also started because of myself. As you see, I don't have too much hair, so I like to emphasize on my lashes and, of course, like maybe some earrings or whatever. But with my lashes, for the longest, I swore that I didn't have one lash, and it's mainly because I wasn't educated on, I guess, the different types of lashes that each person can have. Some people have really curly lashes. Some people have straight lashes. Some people lashes grow crisscross. But
That is
once
funny.
I learned what type of, I guess, lashes that I have, mine kind of grow kind of like straight out, and then sometimes they're crisscross applesauce, and some of them actually grow down as well. So I was like, okay, well, I educated myself more, and they was like, well, maybe you need to get an eyelash curler just to see. So I got an eyelash curler, and I was able to see that one, I actually did have a lash. I said, okay. I said, I have lashes. I said, well, maybe I just need to thicken them up. So, of course, in between I need my lashes done, and then eventually I learned how to do it myself. And then I was like, okay, I'm not spending as much money as far as, letting someone else do it. I'm doing it myself, but this gets tiring. Like, if I have to keep doing this, I said, isn't it something that... So I did some more research. I said, is there something out there that people do? And I was like, oh, people do like little growth serums. And I know they do that for like,
The hair.
For your head and things of that sort. But I was like, well, eyelashes is hair too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm about to make me an eyelash growth serum. So I made me an eyelash growth serum, and that's how that blossomed from there. And I tested it out for 6 weeks, and when I say I definitely saw a difference between when I started and those 6 weeks, I think I started to see some results within 3 weeks. So, yes, that's another thing that I offer as well, and also get a care card to tell you how you'll be able to do it, because specifically with mine, it's a morning and a night thing.
So like a face wash.
In the morning, you have to, I think I have some already made, but it's over there somewhere. But yeah, you have 2 different types of brushes. The one in the morning is more of a wand, like a mascara wand that you'll use, and you'll hit them lashes real quick.
That is so cool.
I would say like 30 minutes to an hour before you're, gotta leave or something like that. And I also make a vegan mascara to go along with it, too. So then at night you have more of a eyeliner brush that you just hit, your eyelash line, and before you go to bed, because I felt like if you had a wand, once you roll on that pillow, all of the stuff that came off. So now, for the one at night, you have a brush to just hit your line, and then it'll, be more direct for you as well. So
I think that's an untapped market. Like I've literally never heard of anybody focused on eyelash growth. Like you see who the number of people I had to tell no they couldn't sign up with their mink eyelashes or their eyelash glues or their magnetic eyelashes, was unfortunate. We had already hit capacity on beauty, but I don't think I saw that in your description because that would have triggered a conversation between the teams. Like eyelash growth serum, because I've never heard of eyelash growth serum, and I'm here for it. I'm so here for it
wow.
because that eyelash industry is serious money.
Yes.
It is some serious money in there. So the fact that you can help these people grow their own is a game changer. And I'm glad you described how you apply it, because I was just like, how would you even get it onto the eyelashes? That was definitely what I was sitting over here thinking. So I was really, really appreciative that you described it. I was like, that is a game changer. You gotta lead with that. See, people they let their main event sit in the corner. They be like, oh, ain't nobody worried about it. No, like that. We have conversations. We have a lot of like comedic type engagements just about little stuff. And I want to say the eyelashes has turned into one of those just because all the old people talk so much trash about the young people investing so much into having fake eyelashes. So I feel like that, yes, because them old women they be self-conscious about it, but they be kind of wanting to live out their little fantasy, these young girl fantasies. So I definitely think that's a game changer right there.
Okay, so these you have two separate ones. So even though one may look bigger and this one looks smaller, trust me, it won't even matter because the first batch that I made, they're not in these. I still have them, and I made it a long time ago. So, but yeah, in the morning you'll have the wand.
I'm here for this demonstration. You just don't know.
You have the wand. So I specifically, got a wand that I felt would hit all types of lashes. And as you see in here, you have rosemary and lavender,
which is a game changer.
That I put which I put in there, and it's really crazy. The main reason why I went with those two, I guess, essential. It's not really an oil or natural oils from the flower itself, because lavender actually helps with what they call eyelash mites. And a lot of Black women don't understand when you use mascara, store-bought mascara, it has things in there that kind of attack, your eyelash line. And even if you don't use mascara, that's something that you need to be fear of, because eyelash mites is a thing. But with lavender, it helps either dial down them or kill them. So I put lavender in that because that was another thing that I had researched, and I found it out, and I was like, is this just like a hoax or something like that? No, it's a real thing. So yep, with the wood, honestly, with the lashes.
And I know how to use that. That's one of the few little things for your eyes I know how to use too. So that's a game changer. I'm telling y'all, I don't even understand how excited I am about this.
That's for the night, and then that's for the morning, and this one is for the night. It's literally like an eyelash brush, and then you just hit that lash.
So it ends up really touching the root. So So during the day, you getting the whole lash to make sure them things stay long and strong, and then at night,
Yes,
you stimulating that root. Okay, I see it.
yes. So, and then the vegan mascara, it comes in one of these right here. I don't think it's nothing good. Oh, it is something in here. Oh, no. I was like, it ain't nothing in here.
That is funny. Y'all don't understand how tickled I am. Like it's a tickled excitement, but that is so dope.
But all of them are packaged in a little sleeve. And since it's homemade, I make sure to, write it out for you. And then I like to have a little note. Thank you for supporting my little small business.
Oh,
And my little, and AJ, because that's my initials. So,
I love it. Okay, so I guess I have a follow up question for you as a result of that. So, is that sold as a bundle? Are all three sold as a bundle, or are they sold?
they can be sold individually, but I also offer it as a bundle.
I love it. You just don't know. I'm so tickled. Listen, I'm telling you, that eyelash growth serum is gonna be your game changer. Like that's gonna you don't even realize that's probably gonna be the one that they're trying to get in mass distribution. Even people that is I feel like that is and this is what I would encourage you to think about now that you have a month to plan. That would even be a perfect collaborative effort for everybody that sells eyelashes, either the installers, the magnetic people, because a lot of people typically they resort to that because they feel like they have no options. But there are some people that do the fake nails until their nails grow underneath, you know? And so the same culture exists in a lot of things. Like people do stuff while they trying to get their stuff right. Like they trying to get them edges back. So they doing the little, lace fronts or the wigs while I grow underneath looking jank and shank. Um,
Yeah.
so that would probably be at the top of my list of recommendations for you because I've genuinely, and when I tell you, we cross paths with thousands of black businesses. Also, there are black beauty supply stores. That would be a game changer, even to be, the regular grocery store has their little instant gratification checkout section where they got the candies and the snacks. Well, the beauty supply store, that type of stuff right there, sitting on there next to the little register at checkout. I'm telling you, if you have maybe figure out how to sample size that bad boy, that'll be something where people mass order just off the strength that they don't want to have the long-term investments that come with eyelash maintenance, the magnetic ones, whatever. So that I really feel like there's a lot of growth scalability there without you having to be present for it. And I feel like there are a lot of industries where people are looking for it, but they don't even know, like, what the hell do you type? Eyelash, like, like it's just like exactly what verbiage do you put in to find somebody trying to help you grow your own. So I think that is truly a game changer. And I feel like we innovate in certain ways and we feel self-conscious because we're not sure how it's going to be perceived. So we do it because we're executors, but we not really sure what people are going to think about it once we do it. And I'm gonna tell you an example of that I feel guilty about. When I was homeless living out of my car, before outlets became a normal thing in cars, one of the things I started saying to myself, I was like, young, they need to create a way for you to have a traditional outlet in a car. And now it is a thing. I literally was charging my laptop in an outlet in the back of our car the other day. And I was just saying to myself, had I just had a little bit more confidence to execute on that when it made no sense. Like, why would somebody want to outlet in the car when we got the little lighter thing right there? It's just like I am 100% sure that the patent just to allow for traditional outlet functionality within a car is a multi-million, if not $1 billion industry because it allows accessibility of conventional things in any environment. So I see you being able one, I would look into patents now because this live is gonna be they be watching. They silently our analytics have already proved that the silent spectating connected to us is very, very serious. So the first thing I would do get your patent. So even if people get to imitating, you can collect that residual check. That's the passive income that allows for generations to eat off of it. But then second thing I would do, the first outside of the people during the event, it's a number of small black beauty supply stores that have opened up even locally. And that would be an awesome test run item just to allow for them to see. Because the eyelash industry is serious business. I didn't realize how much money can be generated at every level of it, from the education of how to do the installation to the just those little small little supplies. So I definitely think you on the go, girl. You really on the go. And that was like the last thing you acknowledged. I'm like, hold up, what? So but yeah, I think that's really dope. And so for anybody that's in the other lives, because we appreciate y'all on YouTube and y'all, and I was gonna say on Yahoo, on YouTube and Facebook rocking with us. We have a couple of our confirmed vendors for the Buy Black Market in a joint live with us on Instagram. So if y'all trying to figure out who these voices are that aren't next to me, that's who they are. By all means, y'all can hop on that live to kind of get in the know or to join the conversation. Facebook, I believe they let us do it too. But every time we do it on Facebook, it does something real weird and starts crashing. So if y'all want to join the live, if you're a confirmed business vendor for the Buy Black Market, by all means, hop onto the IG. That way I know we can pull you in with no issues. It's been working for us without a problem. And so that's the kind of route we trying to stay with to keep it from breaking down on us. But yeah, so did y'all have any other things y'all would like to share? Will y'all be running any type of promos during the event weekend? Do y'all have any type of like special release or limited edition items that might be in inventory that people can look forward to? Uh
I'll probably have like the first looks of my fall scent at the market just to like get them ready for the other festivals I'll be doing. But and maybe I do some bundles and some sampler packs. Like I feel like in the other live you did, you were suggesting that.
yeah.
That's such a good idea.
I'm telling you, that's something that we started doing a lot because we're very different. Psalm's signature, I don't like stuff. Like it's okay. That's her new thing. When she not rocking with it. Her thing is okay. Me on the other hand, my face say it. So I can't really lie anyway. But we have different smells. So there's stuff that she might rock with. Psalm likes the candle melts. She keeps them in her room because the really, really strong smells, they stay and linger in her room, even if they're never actually burnt. Meanwhile, I like fruity stuff, but I don't like stuff that makes you hungry. Does that make sense? Like the lemons and like those camels that he got was like a berrylicious and a red raspberry and the watermelon lemonade you see is it hasn't been burnt. That's why. But I can't stand like a sugar cookie or apple or cupcakes. Yeah, stuff like that. It instantly irks me. Like
I'm the
um
same way.
so
I don't like
so it's just like that allows for us to find out new stuff versus I got like 3 to 4 cents that I rock with and I frequently buy. But it's like we would like to do alternatives. And we realize that the plugins aren't as effective over an extended period of time. So we're starting to feed into the wax melts a lot more just for the sustainable scent. But also because of what you mentioned with the stuff that commercial candle makers and stuff like that put in theirs. Like I love the scents that I love, but once we burn them out, I'm just like, oh my god, what is that smell in the house? Once it stops burning, and so stuff like that is triggering us to want to try different ones. But it's like I might not rock with that. I need a way to test out some stuff. Like let me see how I deal with this over a period of time versus instantly. I might like a smell immediately and I hate it next week. So the samples allow for people to figure out what also those things that might mess with them mentally. It might be like they burn that, but they don't work well. Like they're ineffective, or they burn that and they get in their vibe. It stimulates certain like so the sampler definitely allows for people to figure out where their zone is. So I always recommend those if you have something that comes with variety. to allow people to figure out what works for them. Yeah, I definitely recommend that. I definitely always recommend ways for people to be incentivized to spend more money up front. Like $100 payment one time every couple of months ain't too bad compared to like $10 every month. That people get lazy. We are those people. We will let stuff go unrefilled for a period of time. If so, we stock up, even like with hand soaps. Like now, we buy enough to last us a quarter. And so, and so we calculated according to all the rooms in the house. And now Thomas is putting the hand soap in the kitchen. So now we got to readjust our calculations to have hand soap everywhere simultaneously for the full quarter each sale period. So that's another thing. But yeah. So what about you? Simply integrated, correct?
Yes. Yeah, I haven't offered any bundles on the website yet, so that was something that I was gonna showcase. It it's the Buy Black Market.
Exclusive.
And I talk about. I think the only thing that I'm offering right now is the coffee scrub. So actually, the sugar and salt scrubs will be also a reveal.
Yeah.
When at the so I'm really excited about those things. So that's the main things that I was going to showcase. And also the men's collection is not on there either, so that's going to be nicely showcased.
Oh, men's collection.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, the thing that I always encourage people, because we don't really offer a lot of one and done stuff, to be real with you, except consults, and we're working on it too. So we be sharing some insight before we even execute on it, because we're still strategically putting it together. But one of the things that me and Thomas was just talking about recently is a lot of people who offer continuous use things. So like medication, even prescriptions, they're getting to the point where they're figuring out how to make it easy as possible for you to do a lot more in a concise period of time, right? So one of the things that rolled out with the pandemic, right? I have like a monthly acne prescription. Okay. And so one of the things they rolled out, even with the pandemic, where it's like you can get 90-day supplies at a time versus 1 month supplies, even though it's like a monthly subscription. So they incentivize the pricing by nothing, to be real with you, by maybe 50 cents. But it made it way easier for us to track it. So now the acne prescription overlaps almost exactly with my daily vitamins. So I know it's about to renew when I get to a certain quantity with both, right? And so things like that, making it easy for people who don't have the best track record with noticing stuff until right before it comes up is the prescription. As a prime example, every 90 right around about 85 days, they send me a text message, or they call. The automated little system calls like, hey, you're coming up on a renewal, do you want to renew? And the text, I like that a little bit better, to be honest, because it's like you can just say yes or no. But given the fact that you guys sell stuff where it's like, if people are loyal users, it's gonna run out. So figuring out a way to allow for them to be able to concisely get what they use, maybe less frequently, but in higher volumes, also works. Because it's like they can plan through their quarters, or they can plan through their whatever. So that's something we also recommend. Like, make it as easy as possible for people to try new stuff, but also make it as easy as possible for people to bulk order. That's why people love Sam's Club. Thomas, get this down. Same oatmeal. When I buy it, it's the right oatmeal. He didn't buy the right oatmeal, but we're not gonna discuss that today. But it's like we get it, and we got like 2 containers that is filled up in, and we know it's time to start. It's been this long. Once we get to a certain quantity, once those refill containers get empty, it's like, all right, we need to start preparing. Like, we're coming up on that time where it's time to start shopping for this again. So that would be something. I do it without peppermint soap with that Dr. Bronner's. But it's those little things like that. So I definitely recommend that too, so those folks can be able to track you down, even if you're like, well, y'all could, we only come to North Carolina, we only come to Durham, or we only come to Raleigh, or we only come to North Carolina once a year or once a quarter for the Buy Black Market, which is we do our thing quarterly. So it's like make it easy for people to keep them coins in y'all pocket and build that brand loyalty. Sam, I need you to stop shaking this. Like, have Thomas help you. Thomas, get up.
I got it.
Cause you rotating, you got me looking like I'm in an earthquake, girl. So yeah, so we appreciate both of you guys coming on. They are both Simply Aurora and Simply Integrated are both confirmed vendors for the Buy Black Market weekend event. They are both on our vendor spotlight page. They both have online stores. I know y'all caught that part. So this is somewhere y'all can start to prep and try out stuff over the next month in preparation to meet them, take advantage of those exclusive releases. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard about the exclusive releases about to transpire. And this is a great opportunity for you guys to tap into what they offer now. So when you show up at the event, you can even get feedback or reviews to allow for them to build on their customer base. Those live reviews are the most invaluable thing that you can contribute. So if y'all been in here, y'all been rocking with us, even on YouTube and I want to call this thing Yahoo so bad, and Facebook, where y'all can't even see the folks. So make sure y'all go check out the vendor spotlight page. I'll link in all of our bios. Also allows for you to open up the vendor spotlight page. Every single vendor on the vendor spotlight page that has a website or a social media page, which almost everybody does, their logo literally directs you straight to it. Just click on the image. It allows you to open up their website or open up wherever they trying to direct you to, straight from there. So make sure you do that. Do y'all have any parting words?
Come see me at the market.
And is there anybody else new in here? Hold on. Don't let me cut off Simply Integrated. Sorry. What's your parting words? Simply Integrated.
I honestly just wanted to thank you, your team, your family, because honestly, I mean, for the most part, I was prepared, but the key little information that you dropped is been able to prepare me even more. Because honestly, I just got my little terminal today, so credit card.
Yes, merchant.
So I was like, oh my god, I said, yeah, tough to change, but like you said, it's a you have to be able to touch everybody. People that want to spend cash, you can't spend cash. You can't spend cash. They want to spend with a card, you just need to have it available. Have something available to do that. So I just really thank you guys. Thank you for dropping this information on all of us, honestly, because it's hard to find, especially people of light skin that is educated and willing to give people information as well. Yeah. So that's my part.
I think that is the most important part. Like, we realize there's so much that can be done, so much more effectively and timely in value. So that really is what our motive is selfish in a very positive way. Like, I want my daughter to be able to exist in communities where it looks like where she's represented, where she doesn't have to defend herself or overcompensate for the fact that she's underrepresented, things like that. That our community is allowed to coexist in these spaces with us when they have adequate resources, when they have adequate opportunities, when they have adequate support to not be bootstrapping it and toughing it out in environments they don't want to be in because that's all they can afford. So everything we do is focused on making sure that we can maintain collective progression. If I want to live in a big house on a hill, well, I need to be able to live in a big house on a hill in an environment where everybody not about to be targeting us because we the black people with the big house on the hill. Only black people. Like, I need to be able to exist in a community full of black people with the big house on the hill. So it's just like, while it sounds I say we have the most positive selfish motivations that you could possibly have. Everything for us is like we want to progress, but we don't want to be forced to exist in isolation because we're progressing. I don't want to be the one that made it. I want to be the one that progressed and everybody was doing their own variation alongside us. And so I'm like the most invaluable thing you can do is tell people who just don't know what they don't know the information that they don't you don't know what questions to ask, like the eyelash growth serum. Like you don't know what to look up to even start working on it if you don't know that it exists. You just like what you gonna be like, hey Alexa, my eyelashes is messed up. Tell me what can I do? Give me some options. Like look, Siri, Alexa ain't none of them putting in that level of effort, okay, on nobody's behalf. There's only so much even AI can do on your behalf. If you don't know what you don't know, then you're trying everything that you know. And sometimes that's what keeps us in the rat race. So we're really, really intentional about, okay, well, the information has already benefited me. You can't rob me of my knowledge by me sharing it with you. I already know it. I'm already executing on it. I'm already benefiting from it. Let me share it so you can do the same. Because worst case scenario, we both gonna be doing well. That's worst case scenario. And so that's our logic behind why our stop shopping even exists. Like we ain't trying to be at a standstill because nobody else can progress to the same degree as us. Like those are whole other battles that I don't feel like fighting. We we didn't the uphill battle just to progress enough is enough. We not about to be fighting an uphill battle being black and progressing in non-black environments. Like so we try to be very, very intentional about that. And if we can help others along the way not have to go through it the way we did, why the hell would we not? Like,
I love that.
so
I second your final word.
so yeah, that's just our logic on it. And I'm excited about that. That means you got some work to do if you just got your merchants account though. So I expect that catalog to be right. I expect it not to say custom item next to your eyelash serum. I expect it to say eyelash growth serum when we see that thing on the receipt. I'm gonna buy it just because I really am. Like I normally don't feed into it, but I'm a buy it and I'm gonna try it just because it is natural, and I want people to be like, "Oh, who do your lashes?" Oh, girl, this the serum. What you talking? Like that's really what I want to trigger. I want to trigger that conversation. Who do your lashes? Oh, it's the serum, girl. It's the serum. They were like, the serum. Hold on, wait a minute. Who make that? So I love those conversation starters. So if there is anybody else in here, because it looks like we're growing as it gets later. That's crazy. If it's anybody on any of the social media platforms, if you'd like to hop in the live, hop on IG, because I'm not gonna try to make it work on no other platform because it's working on IG. We were just spending some time deep diving into some of the confirmed vendors of the Buy Black market. We have hundreds of them, so we know for a fact that Simply Integrated and Simply Aurora are not the only ones. If you'd like to just bring some light to what your business has to offer for the Buy Black market, by all means, we welcome you to the table to discuss it, to talk about it, to share information, to let people know what they can prepare to, how they can prepare to support you. Also, I'm also just here answering questions. Not many people have asked questions today. I feel like we've been low key throwing answers into every live we done for a while, and there's a lot of information already in our arsenal on YouTube of lives and IG and blah blah blah. So you can always reference there for a lot of information too. But yeah, we're 4 days out. Hell, at this point, we 3 days and an hour. We 4 days out from vendor registration for the Buy Black market closing. For signups, we are at capacity Saturday unless you sell food or drinks, and you have to have the required documents. But we do need food and drink vendors so we don't starve our vendors. And then Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, we probably have somewhere around about 20 slots left, give or take. So if you still want to finalize a slot for the Buy Black Market weekend event, you can. But yeah, so we're just here. We're just here letting people go over. I didn't expect this live to go this long, but it always does. I swear it does. It never fails. So yeah.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
The raffle, I feel like you mentioned a raffle that the vendors could
Participate in.
donate something.
So one no. So this go round, that's why we are cutting off vendor registration a month in advance, because there are a number of moving pieces on the back end that we need to work out. There's going to be a survey sent out to all confirmed vendors, and in an effort for us not to do the same stuff multiple times like we were forced to last go round. Once vendor registration closed, we got a list of things that are going to be happening with our confirmed vendors. Y'all going to be getting a reminder about booking your hotels at the exclusive rate. That's going to be one of the first ones, because that closes first. Then you're going to be getting a survey, because we had a lot of confirmed business express interest in participating in the raffle. So the way the raffle will work, you have the ability to enter your one. We're only going to do have each business enter the raffle for one day. So we're going to have a raffle technically full of full of businesses that opted to be entered into the Saturday raffle. Another one for the businesses that opted to be entered into the Sunday raffle one. And then we'll have 3 raffles going simultaneously. Thomas, go get the thing, please. The raffle basket. Go get it. You know what I'm talking about. We did a whole live of.
I'm trying to tell
Can
you.
you just get the
It's not
tickets
accessible
instead?
right now.
Oh, it's in Psalms. Room.
It's not accessible right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, check our reels. We already ordered the raffle. Baskets, but ultimately, people will have the option to buy their way into the raffle. It will be probably the most inexpensive way to support a whole lot of businesses at one time. The raffle tickets, the way the pricing will work, people will have the ability to purchase 1 raffle ticket for $5 or 3 raffle tickets for $10. And so we'll have 3 raffles going simultaneously the whole weekend. One will be for them to enter the raffle for Saturday. One will be for them to enter the raffle for Sunday. And all of the items included will be listed. So one of the things we'll be doing after vendor registration closes, we'll be sending out a survey to all of the confirmed vendors who are interested in participating in the raffle, where you'll be able to list off the exact thing you want to have included in the raffle. We're going to recommend you keep it under a certain price point to make sure it's economically beneficial to you. And so ultimately, people will be able to buy the raffle tickets over the duration of the whole weekend. We'll pull 1 raffle winner at the end of Sunday for Saturday, Sunday. The 3rd raffle will be the ability for people to enter for a free vendor slot. So that's the 3rd one. So people can either pay $5 to enter a single raffle, $10 to enter all 3. Right? So they'll all be going simultaneously. That'll be happening at the entrance. So we'll have a table at the entrance where people can do these. So if you feel like we recommend you offer something that you feel like really captures either your best sellers, or it captures something that allows for you to stand out in your industry. Right. So if we end up with 20 shea butters, by all means, we end up with 20 shea butters on 1 raffle. But we recommend take this moment to allow for people. This is going to be the ultimate bundle, right? Ultimate sample kit for people to be able to tap into all these different businesses simultaneously. We'll pull 1 winner, and the 1 winner will win that raffle for all of the stuff. So they're only putting in $5, $3 to $5 max, and they'll be able to win it all. We'll take whatever the earnings is from a specific raffle, and it'll be split between all of the businesses who submitted an item. So it's a possibility you could get, and it's limitless because we have thousands of people participate. So you can get the value of your item back, or you could easily walk away with like 5 times. Who knows? There's no telling, right? So that's the awesome part about it. And it allows for people to experience a whole lot of Black businesses simultaneously in one. And I don't know if it's going to be in a basket per se, but that's how it's going to be listed. Basket, Saturday basket, Sunday basket. It'll acknowledge the business names as well as the single item that each business will have included within the raffle. And you'll have the option if you want to be entered in the Saturday one or the Sunday one. But just keep in mind, either way, everybody will have the ability to purchase a raffle ticket the whole weekend for either any of the raffles. So it's no telling what the numbers will look like. I know we have thousands of people come out. I know the cheapest way. People are real inclined. North Carolina is a lottery state. we we hit that $1 billion mark with them lottery winnings real quick. It's a gambling state, so it's a possibility a lot more people will be inclined to participate in purchasing raffle tickets just because they get a lot more for their bucks. So yeah, so if you guys want to participate in it, keep a lookout for that email. While I'm on that moment, we send out email blasts weekly. So if you are on our email list, if you've expressed interest in being a vendor, if you finalize the vendor slot, if you signed up for any of our courses, our consult, anything, if you've done anything, if you even express volunteering or something with the Buy Black Market, while we are on this email thing, if you have a Gmail account, for some reason, Gmail and Outlook, let me add Outlook to the mix too, because we're still witnessing it as well. If you have a Gmail account or an Outlook account, for some reason, all email blasts are flagged and sent to your spam folder for Outlook. And if you have Gmail, all of our email blasts are flagged and sent to your promotions folder. So you have been getting contact from us since day one. Go check your promotions folder because you're probably missing out on some real beneficial stuff because Gmail is janky. But I'm gonna let them live. This ain't gonna be that conversation. So if you have a Gmail account, go check your promotions folder. You're probably gonna be like, wow, y'all been sending me stuff like crazy and I haven't seen it. That's why it's in your promotions folder. If you have Outlook, go check your spam because for some reason, no matter how many times we report it, we still see our own email blast show up in our spam folder.
Wow.
So go check those. I'm glad that y'all mentioned that because people are probably missing certain information solely behind that little detail, minute detail right there. So if you with Gmail, go check your promotions folder. Thomas, didn't you say there was a way to get stuff out of your promotions folder with Gmail?
Yeah, so you get promotion folder, just move, click on our stop shop, just move it to your inbox.
But you have to do that from the computer, right?
You can do it for your phone or you can do it for the computer. I think I still do a video of how doing the screen.
Yeah. So Thomas is saying there's a way to get your stuff from get out emails from going to your promotions folder with Gmail, but it's like you have to drag it a specific way to get it to start going to the inbox. Outlook, however, if you have Outlook, you're gonna have to check your spam every week. Just check your spam because our stop shop emails something out every week. And once vendor registration closes, so this is even more imperative to the confirmed vendors for the Buy Black Market. Once vendor registration closes, we'll be sending out a number of informational correspondence, tips to prep you, or things you have to execute on in preparation for the Buy Black Market. So if you have Outlook, check that spam folder because apparently even adding us to your contacts won't undo that. It's a glitch with Outlook. I can't even explain it, but I'm gonna put them on blast another day. So yeah, just check that spam folder. You're probably missing stuff, or you're probably not seeing stuff that was sent to you for that exact reason. It only does it from what I see, however, it only does it when we do the email blast. Like if I manually email us something, it'll come. So if we sent you a very specific email, like a response required email, it'll go to your inbox without a problem. But check your spam folder because you're probably missing some of our information from there. So is anybody else in here a confirmed vendor that would like to introduce their business, tell about their business, talk about their business, or does anybody in here have a question? Because we still got to go cook dinner. That was my doing. I'm not even going to hold them. Anybody?
I have one question.
Ask away.
I have so I saw that Pipe and Drape is being offered for this Buy Black Market, and I was wondering, I think you briefly talked about it as far as offering, I guess, different colors. I don't know if that's still the case.
It is.
Okay.
We were personally going back and forth between it. At one point we were thinking about doing our stop shop colors where it was going to be like rose or red, black, and green. And then at another point, um, we were thinking about like playing off of it because our trade show setup company, they do have the option at a number of colors. And so
Okay.
another point we were kind of torn. We were like, well, maybe we'll change it each thing. And then it was just like, and then another part of us was like, well, we don't know what everybody's setup is. We don't know what, looking through the vendor confirmation, I mean the vendor spotlight page alone, you see logos literally every color under the sun. So if a
Yeah.
person has a setup that conflicts with the colors, we don't want it to clash with whatever your
Yeah.
planned setup is. So I want to say we probably settled on black because that's
Okay.
industry trend 99% of the time,
Yeah.
black or white, and it's an all black event. So so we wanted to just do black so that way you can play off of it in the event you plan on having stuff towards your sides and stuff like that. You can play off it however you want it and stuff like that. So I want to say we settled on black. It's super neutral. It doesn't force anybody to have to figure out how to coordinate with it too much.
Okay.
If anything, it'll just look like walls surrounding
Yeah.
what you have going on. Yeah, the pipe and drape is definitely going to be a game changer. It's going to spare everybody a lot of time. Shout out to Naima Hassan, who is on, I want to call this Yahoo so bad. Why? I wasn't even like Yahoo support, but on Facebook, Naima volunteered for us for the last Bible Black Market, and she was there with us Friday while we did setup, and it was the most horrific experience. I'm not even gonna hold you. It was horrible. Apparently just the measurements were off. And so this go round, we're bringing in the trade show company for setup just to streamline the process and get it done quick. And the reason why the pipe and drape is happening is to make sure there are no possible discrepancies with spacing, booth spacing, because
Yeah.
that turned into an issue once or twice. And we want to make sure it doesn't this go round. We want to make sure that the adequate space is accounted for every single confirmed business that is finalized. Oh, let me make sure I'm not. Oh wow, I just realized that all these comments were coming in. My bad, y'all. I wasn't seeing that. Um, and so Naima was so, I mean, she was super patient. We love her to a degree that no words can ever capture. She was there to like, I want to say midnight or 2 a.m. with us. I know we left at 2 a.m., but I know she stayed late. She got there early and she stayed late, just trying to get that set up. So this go round, we're bringing in the piping and the drape and the trade show setup company to eradicate all of the angst, the starvation, and the anger and frustration that came with the last event. And Pipe and Drape will remain a part of the event setup going forward to allow for people to create their own identities around their own brands in their space every single time, no matter where we go. So yeah, let's see. It looks like we got some comments here that I didn't miss, so I apologize completely, y'all. I was still up on Urban East comment, so this person said thanks for so much information. Hey Ash. I don't. Oh, so they were shouting y'all out. Got it. So yeah, this is just this is just you guys final reminder. I feel so bad that I'm reaching over YouTube like this, but they'll live. This is just your final reminder that the Bible Black Market vendor registration sign up closes Friday. If you are a business that would like to be finalized and your industry says it's closed, DM us or email us specifically what your company does, because there have been some exceptions where it's like people offer something very very specific. Like I'm telling you that eyelash growth serum would have been able to slide in even though beauty been closed for a couple of months. Had somebody DM'd us for that specifically because that's just like no, that's not where the saturation is. So if you offer something very very specific, DM us to let us know exactly what you offer so we can assess if it's something that we can make work, um, or if you're in an industry that you know is underrepresented or is very very scarce, by all means you still have the availability to finalize a slot. Go ahead and sign up. Everything can be done on the site. You don't need to talk to us unless you're having issues. Check the what's the thing called, Tom? Check the YouTube, check the instructional video first, because that might actually solve your problems before you need to call us or email us. But we are pretty responsive to email and phone calls all days of all hours of the day, to be honest. So yeah,
24/7.
so I feel like this live has lasted long enough. We are so excited that we were able to pull you into the live Simply Integrated, because now I'm super excited
Yeah.
to see you and meet you and
Yeah.
try out your products. I'm telling you, that is a game changer. And go get your patent. And so I'm really excited about that. I literally can think of a couple of places where people will be like, "Oh yeah, I want that today." So that's also awesome. Make sure you connect. One of the things I will say to you personally, make sure you connect, because I heard you say you have vegan products. Make sure you connect with the Necessities Company while you're at the event, because that is a, I don't know where you're located out of, but they're located out of Charlotte, so that's a completely different market. Um,
Oh wow.
um, and then secondly, we have some Black Beauty. We have at least one Black Beauty supply store finalized. Make sure you check them out, because I'm pretty sure the Black Beauty supply stores will be inclined to pull that into their arsenal. And I know we at least, me and Thomas had a conversation about it. We have at least 3 people who offer lashes of some sort as a part of their business model. They might just be inclined to incorporate that. So if you could offer a white label, or if you could just offer it at a wholesale rate for them, I'm pretty sure that would be a game changer. So I see a lot of scalability and growth capabilities just off of that one product. Granted, I know you have other ones that that you also mentioned. And having the 3 tiers. The other thing that stood out to me is you offer the 3 tier options in like in certain products, like in the roughness and things like this, to make sure it can meet the needs of any skin texture. That that is also something that a lot of people don't really factor in. So something like that could easily be an additional game changer in its own right. But yeah, I get excited about stuff that people aren't doing. That's what gets videos made and clips made and stuff like that, because it's just like it requires a forward thinking that most people don't give themselves permission to have. The innovation
Yeah.
thing is very, I say one of the biggest struggles that people develop with age is doubt. Um, and they lose their permission to be innovative. Kids are so creative to the point they can make whole people or
Right.
experiences exist where there are none. Meanwhile, as you get older, you're like, I can't. That's not realistic, and that doubt starts
Yeah.
to overpower you. So when you do innovative stuff like
Yeah.
that, that excites me. That probably is like the thing that makes me like get out there with bells and whistles. I'm like, yes, girl, you better execute on something that ain't nobody else doing. Um, so yeah, so I'm glad this live lasted 2 hours. We love you guys to life. It's been amazing. If you have any questions, leave them bad boys in the DMs. Because I mean, not in the DMs, in the comments. Don't DM us unless it's like very specific. The automated message is gonna respond to you if it's not something that's imperative for us to answer. We love you guys to life. It has been truly phenomenal to do this live tonight. Y'all